Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Loyal Squid League 23 Top 12. Because there was no stream for group stages, so we are in Top 12 straight up, no doubt. And we are going to see immediately Spotlight Dark Matter versus original Name X, aka Spotlight D versus original Name X. Yeah, and I'm here with Bob. Say hi, Bob.
Hello, folks.
Great, it's the great introductions there, you know. So, yeah, top 12, map room, top cut, best of 3. What do you think about it?
I think it's pretty exciting. You know, we got some good map and mode combos lined up for the start of Top Cut. I believe this could be quite an interesting set as well. You know, with Splatterlot Dark Matter and original Name X.
Yeah, original Name X actually hasn't been around the scene for I think pretty much a while. I think they're coming back for a showing, but since it's the last month of Splatoon 2, it kind of makes sense that everyone comes back to shine. No?
Exactly. Yeah, everybody's here trying to fight for that final crown of the Little Squid League Splatoon 2 champ. So It should be quite intense.
Yeah. But straight up going first to Clampus Piranha Pit. There's so many clips of this map that it's actually have so many clutches. Who do you think? Well, do you think we're going to see one of those clutch clips there?
I feel like we're going to potentially see some kind of like clutch plays here for sure today, depending on, of course, what combinations come in with both these teams. But I feel like these teams are gonna really give it their all. So we're gonna see some like really interesting plays done that are it's gonna shock the stream itself.
Yeah. If we see a bush, yeah, it's going to be good. We're going to see so many sticks in there, but we might be thinking about the casual weapons, but more or less going to be more of a T-Tech push heavy, maybe a K-Chop push heavy with missiles, but otherwise, yeah. It just seems like, yeah, if you see a bush, it's going to be fun to see how it goes.
Any kind of like weapon with like a spread damage should be interesting here to see, especially around the Rams.
Oh yeah.
Let's see as we get into this. We do have at least a try for that splash damage here.
Yeah, that's spread damage going from original Name X, and also with Epic going from the ends up. We do see a K Luna Blaster actually coming out as well on the side of original Name X, and with the K-Chop on Spotlight D, we do see a more usual comp with a double shot, but seeing a Rat Blaster in play too. That's
exactly giving them a little bit of range in between these ramps here. It gives them a good opportunity to kind of space out if they position properly.
Yeah, and also seeing this as well, we can see the double armor already coming out, and actually you're gonna kill with a bomb, and actually leading the push immediately, throwing in the first clam, and another clam coming up from Dog, but it's so close, it didn't get his kill.
Unfortunate. That seemed like a really good opportunity for Splatterlot D to kind of get in there and make a good push for themselves.
Yeah, it actually did seem like a really good push, but honestly for right now 80 to 100, but for the first minute though, just so much space could happen, but already 2 down on the side of Original Name X. What do you think that they should do, honestly? Should they slow down or should they keep on going at the pace?
Possibly slowing down to kind of coordinate themselves a little bit better might work out for them, figuring out what pathing they want to take and combining their specials a certain way to really get a solid push in can work out for them.
Yeah, I've seen the woman trying to be bombarded by the bombs from the junior and the T-Tag actually being avoided and pulling up the armor. Still in a neutral state, but getting one down from the Luna. Seems like they need to back up again.
Exactly. Seems like they're just getting kind of
bombarded.
Exactly. They're getting they're spaced out a certain way that's just not working out for them too well.
Yeah. And we see that Yuri actually throwing in a number clam, and actually we see that Doc is actually going from the conveyor, throwing in the clam to 40, which is honestly having to give it a good strategy of delaying the clam basket, and actually this might be a KO if they keep on having the camp, unless they see Rowan and Epic actually coming in. But it looks like Duck is actually getting a double, maybe getting a triple if he gets the clamp. If he gets a kill on the K shot.
Ooh, and it seems like it might be it.
It doesn't look like it's being Yuri playing in the final clams.
Incredible play there by Dark Splatoon. Spot a lot. Dark Matter, just really aggro and just able to really hold down that right side to really funnel in a bunch of clams in.
Yeah, honestly, and you're with 11 kills, 3 armors. Okay, aggressive junior, pretty cool. But yeah, honestly, like we saw from Twilight Dark a lot of synergy there and a lot of aggressive pushing with all the subs and a lot of killing potential as well, because we did see from original name Max that they kind of went out of position sometimes. We saw it nearby in the 3-minute mark that the ends up was out of position and they got double teamed. For everyone else, they were more or less playing in the middle. But they were getting picked up pretty easy.
So again, it's a situation where just you gotta kind of pair up and you gotta kind of coordinate with your teammates to see where you want to go to start like kind of pushing in and just getting around the map. And once you do kind of pair up properly and you pop your specials in with each other, it kind of becomes easier to kind of push in the enemy's front lines and get further in to get those pushes started.
Yeah, definitely. But now Splatsoul's on Inkblood Art Academy. Now, going by the first by the first match though, what do you think Original Name X would need to like improve a little bit? Because they seem like they had better weapons, but Splatlight Dark Matter had the better attack synergy.
I think it really kind of comes down to like how they use their specials in this, right? Like if they can bring some like more high paint specials and they can stagger them out to kind of keep Splatoon Dark Splat a lot Dark Matter in their far out, kind of like space them out enough, it should be kind of good for them. Keeping them in like plat with like other specials or bombs, really utilizing most of their kits can really help them out here.
Well, we do see actually more of a difference from Original Name X now, as we see the same weapons from Splatlight Dark Matter, but for Original Name X, we do see the Hero Slosher, we do see the Splash, we do see the KGL and Epic going back with the NSAP 85 armor. So we do see more of a we do see more of a comp for pain for specials, but that's merely a 2-trade down in Sausage, merely on top, but dropping from top, actually losing the height advantage for the Slosher, which is actually really well for them. But Luna actually cleaning up the scraps and had to secure his own, but no pain yet because everyone's at the stalemate.
Exactly, and an unfortunate, death there to a splat bomb. Really gotta pay attention to the lobbed splat bombs during a match.
Definitely at the wall too, because that instant kills the bomb. But we see you actually changing to a tri-salty to the junior at this time actually. It did give a little bit of sacrifice, but they are doing it for paint spread, and it looks like they do have the Kappa zone.
Yes, they are. It's what we can see now is at least they're somewhat staggering their specials a bit more, kind of like really get more out of it.
So there's a DC, and mostly by build, I'm guessing that this will be a replay.
Yes. Since it is before 2 minutes and 30 seconds and they haven't pushed the objective too far yet, they can get a replay here.
And yeah, now we just see everyone partying.
Now, what do you think for, obviously since it started off kind of strong between both teams, what do you think Original Name X with their composition right now should do in order to really solidify a potential win here? And get it to a game 3.
Well, okay, one thing first. Yui, why did you do that? Or why did you just ruin the party like that? And at the same time, what really Original Name X really done, like, they're really doing pretty well. But again, if Sausage can stay on top, he has the height advantage, so he can just honestly paint spread with Slosher up there. And honestly, with Mr. Spam there as well, it helps a lot. But for everyone else, they are doing pretty well. It's just how to maneuver against Spotlight Dark Matter, honestly, because they have like pretty good they have a pretty good T and pretty good K shot that they could juke, and they always should be mining people as well. So they just need to figure out how to come together like Spotlight Dark Matter is doing as well.
Very true, very true.
How about you?
I agree. It's definitely, they gotta kind of learn how to get around some of these frontline players on Splatterlot Dark Matter. I mean, if you know the Slosher can hold that top there, it can really kind of control areas around the zone. It can kind of slow down any potential entry on the plat by Splatterlot Dark Matter.
Yeah. The only issue would be just that Vat Blossom from Duck.
That's true. We'd have to kind of rely on the maybe the K shot or the splash kind of aggroing in on it and potentially getting a pick or a trade to kind of open up the spot for the Slosher.
Yeah, on either side as well. We see that the K shot immediately going down on side spot. I'm like, even like again the KC. Well, okay, it's a 3v4. Let's see how this goes for original MX on the 3v4.
Yeah, it's quite an unfortunate DC to happen again here. There's still always a chance that they can really take it back. They still have armor, I believe, yes. So they have some decent paint. It all depends on how they play against Splatterlot Dark Matter to kind of regain control and force them out.
Yeah, the thing honestly that's the hardest for them would be, as we see, they have double T-Tech, the Tri-Associated Rapid Blaster. They have LRD has so much range advantage over them that they can just go into base. Well, for Original Max with 35 seconds less, they need to get special and just need to paint heavy the specials. But it looks like the Epic guys are doing a good idea, but not supported by the Splash because he came a little bit too early for Jojo actually shutting him down. Unfortunately to the DC, but that looks like it will be it. And Spotlight D will be moving on to round 2.
Exactly. Nice win for Splatterlot Dark Matter here. Getting into the next round.
Well, honestly, the first match was a good round to go into the next round. The second one,
yeah,
it's just unfortunate. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. The game one was really good.
Yeah, happens to the best of us here to get a DC like that.
Yeah, and this is why Splatoon 3 is server based. But yeah, so since the DC happened twice, we'll see that Spotlight Dark Matter will be moving on to the top of round 2, against who is unknown to be said.
Yep.
Not many last words.
I mean, they tried, and it's an unfortunate, situation to see a DC like that for Original Name X. But they did really good at the start of the round before the DC necessarily happened. I thought they did a good job kind of entering in there. There's always a chance when a DC happens that you can take the game back. It's happened before. I think maybe if they wanted to try and win that match there, they kind of split up at the end, if you notice. So maybe trying to work together would have definitely helped to try and neutralize zone to maybe try to stagger the match out. But they still did a good job. They tried.
And at the same time, with Epic being a sub, he's a pretty strong stat player as well. So them going into as a sub, it did help them get more aggression. But yeah, it's just the DC was pretty much unfortunate. But that would be it for Top Count 101, and we will be right back for round 2. Welcome back to Black Little Squid League 23, not Spotlight, not Spotlight 23. But talking about Spotlight though, we see other imbeciles with the competitive Calamari party going in for round 2, best of 5 scenario. Yeah,
Absolutely. Should be an exciting set here to see as well. You know, another Splat-A-Lot team. These teams are kind of really strong, you know. And we got the competitive Calamari party, a newer team. Should be neat to see how they, you know, square up against each other.
Yeah, and honestly, here's the funny information about Spotlight team so far. Going to quarterfinals, 3 out of 4 brackets rounds has a Spotlight team in it. So if we go on to semis, we could see a Spotlight G versus Spotlight D. Well, and up here, we could see Block or U-Fish battle Spotlight I, or competitive Calamari party move on.
Exactly. We can see it could be a full-out Splat-A-Lot brawl. But let's see how this match goes in as we have Manta here.
Yeah, as Manta coming in. Yeah, Manta Maria coming in. So, yeah, Calamari party, pretty insane. Going in and comp with Stingray, a Splash, a K-Shot, and an Zap as a pretty known kind of comp. Well, for Spotlight I, we see the Tri-Saucer, the K-Pro, the K-Gal, and the Octo Shot. A little bit different, but pretty much more at the heavy base, and we see Sam with the fall off from the Tri-Saucer.
Yeah, this is honestly, when it comes to like, you know, compositions that are going to be able to really stop the Rainmaker here, I mean, the competitive Calamari party kind of, you know, they have that Ray and they have the missiles to kind of, you know, really target the Rainmaker, and they're going to start utilizing that now to kind of start getting their movements in with the Rainmaker. Splat-A-Lot I, however, they do have a very aggressive composition here, so if they get a nice wipe on the opposing team, they can probably get a really good lead, as they already did now with getting it down to 41.
Yeah, for Spotlight I, it does seem for them that they have more of a pushing heavy comp. While for competitive Calamari party, they do seem more of, if they do pick up the Waymaker or they want to kill him, they could just do it pretty easily. But honestly, based on the mechanicals wave that they have right now, is equally massive. You see every few seconds there's a 2 down scenario on each time, so this definitely, like you said, is a really good match. No one really seems to be pretty much in a good push other than Spotlight Impulsos going to the remaining of 41.
As is here, potentially dropping the Splat-A-Lot I down to like just one more player available here.
Per? Okay. But yeah, you can continue what you said, but just fur. Okay.
Seems like they're trying to go for the push here. There's a chance that they can, you know, really get a nice push. Unfortunately, the try kind of flanked around and slowed down that push by the competitive calamari party here.
Yeah. For the competitive calamari party, for what they did, it was really good that they got the 2 down. They had a more of an advantage there, but they waited a little bit too long because they had a 2 down scenario. They could have just pushed up, but they wanted to go for the pain advantage. They wanted to go for the kill advantage or even more. They were getting a little bit greedy and they got costed for it, but they are securing mid though. They might be taking the long game and wait till the end.
It's very true. They are getting a good control of mid here. That bomb rush kind of helps to paint further up, but unfortunately, they went down there.
Yeah,
and so does the rain.
Yeah, that bomb, that perfectly placed bomb underneath the Rainmaker, just still makes it to a stalemate with the Spotlight Imbeciles moving on to remaining 41, but still the paint that the Calamari Party has just doesn't make any kind of difference for anyone.
It surely doesn't. It's quite a brawl here for the competitive calamari party. They keep getting 2 down here and giving themselves an advantage, but it depends on how quickly they work to move forward with the Rainmaker. Unfortunately, we see here that they kind of left the Rainmaker behind, and unfortunately just went down, ending their push.
Jason getting the kill, but Dusty trying to maneuver, trying to juke the KGL shots. He was almost able to, but just missing the jump as it cost them a little bit more time. But Jason going down with a double now, trying to go for maybe that jet, but actually the ends up got him instead. So with 48 seconds, now we see this Balda Imbeciles actually having the mid, and now they are just keeping the fort for the next 40 seconds. Well, missiles are coming up for them, Calamari Party trying to push him with armor as well. But armor from the Imbeciles coming out as well. The trade-off, double teaming on the Tri-Saucer, triple teaming even as well. But still, not enough pushing potential for the Calamari Party.
Exactly. They, as long as they can hold that Rainmaker there for just until it hits 0, Spotlight has this in the bag. However, it seems that the competitive Calamari Party is, they're not going down without a fight here, and they're trying their best to wipe the opposing team. And they still have a shot here.
They get 2 down again, but Sentinel trying to go in for the clutch play. But wait, actually got killed. But where is Spuds going with the Rainmaker? They're going to fall left. That might be a risky play if you see the Tri-Saucer there, but Dusty's trying to pull the foot. But it's a little bit of a juke because actually they went through the mid and they took the lead.
Nice play there by the competitive Calamari Party. They were down for the count for a good amount of the match, but once they finally utilized getting 2 picks in with having the Rainmaker, alongside them, it really opened up their opportunity to kind of get that lead there.
Yeah. And saying another thing, yeah, I forgot I think kill count. Fair.
with a great performance there. Great performance.
But either way, the second thing as well for the split, but honestly, for Spotlight Imbeciles, they had power advantage, but Calamari Party, they had delay advantage. They want to do delay advantage, and honestly, that makes more sense. If you get the delay advantage for them, it will give you less nerfs. If you wait. It will give you more nerfs because you need to wait it out. But at the end, if you have the actual zone or the Rainmaker, you have the power in your hands, and the other team will be in nerves. So in that scenario, White Party seemed pretty calm. It's just in gameplay mechanics. They need to find a way to get out of there, and they did, all because of the Rainmaker and all of the team being alive as well. And Imbeciles were just pretty much panicking.
Very true. I also think it was a mix of just some of the specials that they had to kind of slow down the opposing pushes as well. Having Ray and missiles really helps out.
Yeah, and we do see that kind of weapons coming back again from both sides. No change from any side. We might wait. Double click respawn on fur. Huh. Okay. But yeah, all one speed try on impulses as well. So let's see if it goes up. As you see the try really sticking as well. Same with red.
I will say though, having double missile here with the competitive calamari party, it may be quite a good combination, like pairing of specials here to kind of really, you know, really throw off the opposing team here, especially forcing that try slosher into positions it might not want to be put into. Of course, that try seems to still be kind of slaughtering the opponents here.
As they get slaughtered by immediately after. Big up there, Chris. But otherwise, yeah. Calm there, Chris is perfect. And actually, instead of killing the inkjet snipe on Furman, killing them one of the main slayers for Calamari Party and keep holding of the zone. Honestly, same with double missiles, it's getting countered by double armor. What a big brain lane there. But again, with 2 down inside the Calamari Party and the Pro having Booyah still left alive, they have so much on their hands to keep the zone alive. They want to keep the zone no matter what. They have no other pressure to get out. But the Inkjet Snipe on the inside, they have lost an armor.
Pretty much so, and unfortunately it seems like the Booyah Bomb was timed a little too slowly and put out too late to really hold on to the zone. And it seems like it gives the competitive Calamari Party a second chance here at, you know, taking the game.
Yeah, but getting the kill on the NZAP, I'm thinking. That was pretty good, but again, the Inkjet Snipe from Burr. Dude, he's kind of nuts. But otherwise, yeah, now we see the opposite, that Calamari Party is actually going pretty much insane. Now they have secured the zone. It's been swapped in location. They're all going for it. So they're all coming in from the right. And they're pitching it on the right pretty well. For Calamari Party having 1 power on the left, but 2 of them going down. The Booyah over aiming, trying to go for, I think that was the Jet. And the Jet backing up, and they get to secure the zone once again. But the Jet has missiles.
We saw a really good play by the Splattle Imbeciles here. They really, you know, armor Inkjet, and then after their first armor went out, just putting out a second one to really solidify getting a wipe on the opposing team, or at least, you know, getting 3 down and really pushing them out, was a really good play on their end to get back to zone here and get more control over mid.
Yeah, they had perfect armor timing and the best coordination, like you said. That really for Calamari Party, they had to surrender. And honestly, for them, they can always get it back, but with 12 seconds left, 11 seconds left now, and Sentinel having the Inkjet and Booyah again, we're going to see the delay action this time going for Spell Imbeciles, as there is 2 down inside Calamari Party this time. 5 seconds left, that means that'll be it. Yeah, 1-1.
Incredible there. Just a great showing of how you're supposed to really coordinate your special, like, you know, with your teammates there.
Yeah. But these missiles are wild. Look at that NZAP. 10 kill, 4k, 4 armors. That's wild. But more aggressive. But we're seeing the aggressiveness of imbeciles now.
Very, very true. Their compositions are very aggro, and this time it worked out because they really timed some of their pushes a bit better than the first match here.
Yeah. But now, what do you think they will do for TC Inkblot? Honestly, we saw that for both sides they changed from double missiles and they changed from double armor. Do you think we'll see the double missile coming in from TC with a way?
I feel like they're probably gonna opt to switch to the custom jet instead for the Ray. You know, Ray's kind of, you know, very strong for tower control, and it's a great, you know, special to utilize here. So I feel like we're still gonna see like just a 1 missile, 1 Ray, kind of like match 1.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting at least to see Splatala Eye is gonna keep that try in, so that'll be really good for aggression towards the tower here.
Yeah. Honestly, with them having to try and them having to zap together, both them powering up is pretty much insane, and we see again that they had the K-Shine, which is pretty fun as well. Honestly, for Calamari Party, since they're pretty new, they can go pretty much like anything they want. a dream comp that for them that might be pretty cool. They do the double missile, but they have a KGL instead. Well, not a KGL, a 52 Deco for the way instead.
Oh, that could be a potential pairing.
Aw. Well, what we do see is the KGL, and we do see the Jet with the custom, like you said, like you thought, and the K-Shot coming back. Instead of the Inkjet for but we see for Imbeciles, we do see that Jason still has, yeah, everyone still has the original cop, and we see the Try coming back as well.
I mean, I think to be real, the original or the competitive Calamari party here, their composition is really good for just tower control here on this map. You've got the Booyah Bomb to kind of, help like push in further with armor and missiles. And then of course, if you're getting slowed down here with your push, you can always raid to kind of chip your opponents to kind of help your Slayers kind of get some more damage and faster picks.
Oh yeah, definitely. And with that, we do see the 2 down on the side of competitive Calamari party, while we see the Try, Sam actually going in for a kill, and we're trying to go in for a shot and another kill on the Jet. With support Inkjet, they have 3 down. It can push the tower now. And they
it's
do.
a perfect opportunity to now we gotta see if we can get some other people here on the plat with the Try here, get some nice pairing done, and get some more picks here to kind of make pushing the tower a lot easier.
Yeah, as we see the Try moving Supreme getting first kill, Sam getting killed, another getting Spud. Maybe trying to go for a sneak on Dusty, but it seems why not they going to kill instead by getting denied by Fur. But Jason and Sentinel still going alive. Sentinel actually going to kill him for instead. Spud trying to sneak up while we see that Savka is holding on to the tower. But again, with Sam jumping in, they're going to go more range Supreme on the Try, with the Booyah coming out just to end the game. Getting the kill with the Booyah. Okay, that's a wipe.
Unfortunate situation there, but it seems like the competitive Calamari party were ready to kind of counter that push there. They did have the Stingray to kind of slow down, splat a lot imbeciles and just kind of move them away and deter them from the tower. As well as just getting the picks as they can.
Yeah. They're trying their best to do so many kills, and that was a bomb kill by a wall again. Jeez. But yeah, other than that, we see right now that, again, still stalemate once again. We see the Sam trying to wave Supreme once again, killing Spud, but maybe killing Dusty as well, but they're more far left, but they're trying to secure this spot. They're trying to secure mid, secure the base as well, because everyone's Paint Massacre has been mad, and we see that the Imbeciles is trying to push up. And Sam getting the trade.
Absolutely, and it seems like, original Nemex here is going to probably try to go for a push here with the Booyah Bomb to try and space out the players on the plat. Fortunately, we lose Fur here. Kind of slows down their push, as now they're... Oh, well now it's 2 down on both sides. Potentially they can continue 3 down, giving them an opportunity to kind of continue pushing here as long as they can get rid of this Try Slosher. Unfortunately, Try doesn't go out until quite late.
Sam died by a late suction bomb from NZAP, which is a disaster. But honestly, he is having a 15 KA right now. Damn. Okay, Try's going hard, but as of right now, we see once again the defense from Palo Imbeciles. They just know where they are. They're calling out so much. Definitely, you can imagine that BC they're calling out so much, but there's nothing really else you can say while they have the man advantage in the man advantage right now. They have so much pain nearby the checkpoints that for the Calamari party, they don't know how to counter their killers, the frontline slayers, really. With Jason holding the fort.
True. We saw here from the Calamari party trying to utilize their specials, using 3 at once, and they were able to get some picks in, but they were not able to really push the tower far enough. And trying again here as they pop Ray, and I think missiles just a little bit ago.
Yeah, that was missiles as well with Ray, and that's a wipe on the side as well. So now the Calamari party has to go through 2 checkpoints basically to take the lead, as we see that the Imbecile is in a slight panic, trying to take advantage while we see that the missile and the Booyah coming out. The Booyah going in for the final checkpoint, but will it be worth it as we see that the KK going down? And we might see the armor coming up from the Sip while the Imbeciles getting 2 down. One armor's being broke. 2 on tower. Dusting in the single. And that'll be it.
Unfortunate denial there at the end.
It's a mess. That was a mess by 2 points.
What a shame. That was quite an intense, like, clutching of the tower there. You know, he had 2 down. I believe the side of the Calamari party, right?
Yeah.
And just one of them had the ray ready, and if they were just able to get off the tower in position to kind of ray around it, they would have been able to keep someone on tower and just could have had that game there. Unfortunate situation.
Yeah, and at the same time, the Ancient gadget coming out, and there was a bomb there as well, most likely. And that's where everyone died at the same time. That's where the game called it. Once there was basically the millisecond that one of Calamari players died, it just ended the game. So it's unfortunate that the trades happened, but yeah, that would be the 2 advantages to Bottle Imbeciles. But we move on to zones and show.
Should be quite an interesting play here. Based on what we saw from the competitive Calamari party, they've got some good painting specials there, and both teams do. It's really going to come down to who can really utilize the main, the center here and get main control and just maintain it.
Yeah, but what we're going to see in game 4 is going to be what we've seen in game 2. So yeah, we're going to see double missile and double armor. We're going to see that again.
I feel like we could expect at least to see a Booyah Bomb from them, maybe not double armor here.
Well, okay, we see a Tetris with Spotlight Eye and single missile, but Booyah, they're going to go more of a range advantage, but we see Tetris going in full with the sneak, while we see for Calamari play, which is playing full left field. We see the Hydra coming in for the armor with the end zap, and we see the K-Gal and we see the K-Check coming in. Everything else seems right. The custom Hydra is a big left field. Well, honestly, for this map, it's understandable because you can just camp on the grate.
Unexpected pick here. A good pick in its own, because you can really utilize the Hydra for positioning and really holding down zone, kind of keeping people away from trying to enter around your fan.
Yeah.
It just depends on how they position themselves here.
Yeah, and honestly, wait, Sam's on the jet this time. This would mostly make a little bit of a difference for the pushing, but it seems like it's pretty fine because we see the Sentinel still having the Archer going in for the sneak, and we see that Jason actually not doing the K-shot anymore, but going in for the Tetris, having a little bit of fun juking around the Calamari party, just waiting for anyone to shark in and go for attack. But we see right now that they want Calamari party to come back in so they can just shoot them out, but takes time for them to come back in, and we get like that they get the zone again.
Exactly. Now we gotta see from the Calamari party here, we're gonna see them try and lock out the Spottle Imbeciles here, trying to either use their specials, get them quickly to kind of keep them locked out, as they do have missiles and Booyah Bomb. So if they time their Booyah Bomb well enough, unfortunately they go down, they can stall the zone a little bit longer and get some more points.
Yeah, but talking about points, we see that 3 down outside the Calamari party. We see that the Imbeciles has captured the zone again, but the Booyah is ready, but missiles are ready to counter it, so it looks like the Booyah seems to be defenseless if they die, but right now it looks like everyone is trying to gather in special again for Sentinels, and maybe Jason's going to try to go in for a sneak.
True, as we see the Tetris do go down right now on the side of Bottle Eye. And, the competitive Calamari party is out here trying to use their specials here to try and, push further in and try to get, Spotlight Eye out of, the center here. And
yeah. Yeah, and zone too. But honestly, as he got some, but the missiles to killing the zone for Spotlight Eye, it doesn't really do that much of damage, but kill the penalty a little bit. As we see, just for right now, there is 6 points damage, but the potential going down. But everyone from the Calamari Party is still alive. They'll be recapping the zone, just going back and forth with Sam, just playing the, they're just playing the tower and staying on the zone for the amount of for like 2 minutes now.
Yes. If we could see, I feel like the competitive Calamari Party can really get like their footing here to like, you know, maintain the zone and get lead again. If we can see like the Hydra maybe take one of the fans, it would really kind of, you know, set them up for a success, you know, set them up for success in terms of just a strong position to avoid potential run-ins with the 50 the
K-Pro.
K-Pro, exactly. The K-Pro, Tetra, the, you know, T-Tech. It allows them to really stop it. It'll shred through them fast. We gotta wait and see if they potentially set themselves up that way.
Yeah, but honestly, by the way that they're going, they just need to find some like footing nearby the fan, because we've seen that the Spotlight Imbeciles know that the fans are pointing for the Hydra, so they're not really paying it up. But we just see, for honestly, for Calamari Party, that they'll all just more or less camping on one person when they come in, and they're mostly denying once the Lord like having to denying just going to the zone. But doing that scenario honestly gives a lot of pain to the area and actually getting the lead too.
Nice play there by the competitive Calamari Party here. As long as they can, you know, if they can get some specials right now, like if they can at least get Booyah Bomb to hold zoning in, or they're, you know, just gonna be able to maintain it. They do.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, you know, Mrs. getting a double kill. Yeah, that's pretty simple.
Very true.
Yeah, missile issue.
And now we go into a game 5 here. Really neck and neck between these two teams.
Fur? Sam? What? Okay. 10 missiles with a K-shot, 11 missiles with a jet. That's... okay. They used it for farming, and they succeeded with farming. So, yeah. Surprisingly, in this low level, you can see the missile spam go hard, depending on who you play with.
It's true. I mean, missiles in any format just works really well. You know, it's not, you know, we've seen it a little bit more in low level, a bit, but you know, there's also a lot of other compositions that kind of happen that that really spice it up, you know.
Yeah, honestly, you could say that this is the brink of like, this is the edging of what they did, like that they are pretty strong, for sure, in what they do with the weapon. Oh, yeah. But yeah, other than that, CB Mako.
I mean, I'm really expecting to see that try again here. It would make the most sense to kind of see it pop up. It's perfect for this stage, honestly. I believe that we can expect to see that at the very least. Definitely, we'll see missiles again with armor.
Yeah.
Just depends on what those last picks are.
The last picks, honestly, would be a Booyah or a Jet, because that's usually what people play. Honestly, for these two teams, they seem that they're always going to be keeping with an Octa shot. Well, for Color Party, but for the Battle Imbeciles, they definitely like to try the Jet. The Gate shot. Oh.
And the try, let's go!
Yo, let's go. Try coming back, KR coming back, shot coming back, and the K-Pro coming back. We see Spotlight Imbeciles regular comp. And for the side of Calamari Party, we do see the Jet going down immediately, the Zap, the Splash, and the K-Shot. More of a, yeah, comp for, you know, meta.
Exactly, and let's see how they kind of push in here. Normally, a quick like push in for a wipe or 3 down is really like a good thing to do in this first 30 seconds. It seems like that's what, you know, the Calamari party is trying to do. You know, get some quick picks and then try to go for the push here and just chuck as many clams as you can possibly get as soon as possible.
Yeah, look at that. They make it down to 65, but because of the clam spawning, actually they make it down to 50 because it looked like that Dusty had a little bit more clams on the left box. So yeah, but now it looks like that the Spotlight Imbeciles will be trying to actually secure, but the bomb kill by the wall, killing the KO in the own sub weapon. But again, that's 2 down on the side of Spotlight Imbeciles because of that too.
Exactly, and this is a perfect opportunity now for the competitive Calamari party to funnel each other clams, get some more power clams in, and get their specials ready to kind of go in for the all offensive. As we can see, armor and missiles to really push back and have a bit more of a chance to enter in. Yet, you know, we see the Booyah bombs here trying to stop that push, and it kind of does slow it down, but you know, we've got Bread here just tossing a couple clams in the back.
So out of nowhere, double Booyah coming out, that which we both miss, and then just Bread putting in clams. Yeah, understandable. And Calamari Party going down to 40, that's another thing. We see for Spotlight Eye that, again, they're being cancelled by honestly Calamari's parties double special coordination. Well, Spotlight Episode is just doing that for basically protection at the same time. They don't really have any advantage to push in with their own special to be the aggro, because we see that again. We see the Jets just putting the work and playing the fort basically, and we see them all kind of panicking going down the right side, but putting in a clam as well.
Exactly. Now they're trying to, you know, they've found an opportunity to go in. Didn't work out entirely, but they got something in.
They got something in, but they missed out a clam. Unfortunate. But as we see right now, that Calamari Party has a second clam because of pity. And we see that they might be pushing in with the armor. They might be waiting for another jet because it's a 4v4. Will we see the same action coming in again? But no trade-off this time for the Imbeciles. We see that they might go in for a kill on Dusty.
It's possible, but I mean, they've got the 2 down on, now 3 down on Splatala Imbeciles. Now would be a good time to kind of start moving in and go for a potential 3rd push here.
It does look like they're going in for a 3rd push here, but the try actually denying one of the clan balls as well with the K-Gala support for the 2nd one, and that would be the only push with a penalty of 10 plus the 37. But for right now, for Splatala Imbeciles, they have another clam, but the toxic mist is going to be a little bit of delay as you need to find another way to get in. Killing the K-shot. You need to kill that splash to push in. But no, it's a jet.
It seems like they just, you know, they had the chance, that window was open, they just didn't take it. They kind of were a little too slow with running in as they were spawning back into the you know, back towards their base. Just an unfortunate situation there.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate, but at the same time, it's really good for the Calamari Party. Because, again, panic for Spotlight Eye. They need to find a way to put in 2 clans, basically. With 1 down, that's going to be a little bit hard. Sav actually going in for sneak, but getting killed off in melee with 3 down. That will be it. And we see the Calamari Party will be moving on with 15 seconds remaining. Unless we see a power.
I mean, they still have a chance to come back here with that power clam. It's all about how they really coordinate themselves, but it seems like that won't be the case.
Sentinel has the power clam. It's now or never. Oh, well, now it's never. Calamari Party putting in another clam.
Unfortunate situation there. The comeback potential was there to a certain degree, of course.
Yeah, it was. But in the start, it really seemed that Spotlight Eye was going in pretty strong, but then we see just Calamari Party making up a little bit more and going in with the kill game. GG to them, and they move on to semis. Now, who do they fight?
Quite a great showing there, and congratulations to the competitive calamari party there. You know, getting to advance to those semifinal round.
Yep. And just to make sure as well for everyone to update as all matches finished, we will be seeing for the bottom half, Cake versus Dark Matter, and for the top half, Efish versus the competitive calamari party. So yeah, interesting semis coming up.
Very, very. Should be quite an interesting set of matches here.
Oh yeah, definitely interesting. But since we're well done here, Bob, would you like to shout out your socials, stuff like that?
Yes, you can on Twitter. You can find me at its__Rob, just one B. Yeah, that's where you can find me if you want to see some of my tweets there.
And possibly helping with Squid League for Splatoon 3. Wink, wink.
Potentially, I gotta wait and see.
Yeah. So, and for me, I think I might be staying on, but we might be seeing a new competitor coming in. So once this begins, well, while the debate's going on, we'll be right back for semifinals.
Welcome back to Little Squid League, aka your favorite low-level tournament. My name is Matt, and I'm here with Brian, commentating top 4 in finals of today's Little Squid League.
So yeah, that's a good introduction for you, Matthew. And really going straight up. Yeah, we're going straight immediately. No maps. You're going to get supplies for the semifinals. Nothing else. Clan Blitz, the Reef, immediately game 1. What do you think about it?
I love Reef. I love Reef on anything, so it's gonna be really interesting. And we do see a Crappa coming out from the side of Splat-A-Lot D. And on the side of Cake, we do see the K-Pro for that aggression, so it's gonna be really interesting. And I do see that Junior making up for the paint for the K-Pro, and both teams are already rushing for that bridge as we do see the Tri-Slosher taking out that Squeezer, and now it looks like that double team taking out that K-Shot too.
With the double team coming in, we do see that Cake is still having a little bit of a dismay. I see the bomb almost killing Yui, but actually Yui denying that bomb kill, actually going in and securing that clam basket, going in from 44, 41, 38, 35, even more going now because Duck saw the ball and they could jump in, but Jojo having it for the last clams. It seems like this could just straight up be a KO.
This could be a 0 to 100 KO, but right now with the rapid down, they don't have many claims. As we do see the splash shot rushing in, down to 20, 14. And now we do see a jump coming in. They get one more claim, but down to 11 on the first push, not even a minute into the match.
This is the aggressive power Spotlight Dark Matter. They didn't have the rapid anymore. They had to crap it now. They have so much power aggression coming in from the quarterfinals. And for right now, we see, honestly, what can K do to push in with that? How much special do they need to even get back in this? They will need to take the long game.
They will, as we do see the Squeezer going down there. And now Dog getting another kill, and they're going to be rushing into that alley. And now just trying to take control of Cake's just kind of area. They're trying to take over that car. We do see the Jet and the armor pop. Amazing specials from Splat-A-Lot D. As they're trying to move in, they're just trying to paint up their plat there. As we do see Jojo, another claim from Splat-A-Lot D, and they're rushing it again. And they're almost already done with their penalty. They are. And they're rushing in more claims, down to 5. They just need 2 more. And
Jojo gonna put it in.
They have.
Yeah, look, that's just a quick sweep right now for their Spotlight Dark Matter. No pushbacks, like no delays. They are going in, they are feisty, they are hungry for the win.
That was a super fast KO from Splat-A-Lot D, and it's really going to be what that momentum does for them. That's going to be helping them through semifinals and potentially finals.
The energy of evil is going through the veins of Dark Matter. And for right now, with Spot's on Starfish main stage, they need to chill out a little bit.
They've been going hard.
They've been going hard, but because it's aggressive mode like Clan Blitz, yeah, makes sense because you're trying to secure your own base. But for right now, for zones, you're trying to secure the mid. So for Dark Matter, you might see, we're going to see the same comp coming back because we saw that before, like 2 rounds ago. But for Cake, they're all brand new. We can see whatever they go with, but for what they go with is the usual comps, honestly. So you might see it again as the ready up husband super quick.
Really fast, and we're going to be heading in to Splat zones on Ink Art Academy. It's a very just solid zone, nice and flat area, and it's really going to be interesting on how these two teams deal with it, and just they got to push into each other's streets, just see what they can do to really just put the other team on edge here. And we do see that Junior back out from Cake as they're both going for that zone.
And now we're going into the Junior this time as well, but here's the thing, no Jet. It's a Squeezer puts his rapid full range, but everyone else is just the same comp. It's just based on the mechanical skill with the weapon, as we see right now. 2 down the side of Spotlight Dark Matter, but a delayed kill for Cake, which would be their zone still, but Inkjet going in straight to the middle, and for Spotlight Dark Matter, they do have secured the zone.
Really good secure for Splat-A-Lot Dark Matter. And now they do have that lead in possession, and now we do see they have 4 specials online for Cake, and they're going to be popping everything they have to try to claim that zone. But the Junior coming in from Splat-A-Lot D, just stopping those bubbles from getting too much pain on the zone. Both Juniors going down, and now again Splat-A-Lot D still has that zone ready. And we do see the Squeezer on the side of Cake having to fight off that Rapid Blaster, and now they're going to be jumping back.
Yeah, but the Squid are having so much space, but not enough RNG to actually get any hits. It's unfortunate for them that they need to jump back because they don't have any push anymore. Yet see only the junior is on the far right trying to sneak back in, and they actually do with the double bomb coming in because of LDE and this bomb, and actually the bomb's coming in from Squeezer, but any pop the zone. They do, but it's going to be a little bit of a long time. But 3,000 Spotlight Dark Matter, actually that might even help them even more because of that.
And now, again, Cake has that zone secured as Spotlight Dark Matter. They just got to get their specials ready and push back in, as Cake does have map control over themselves. And now we do see Low Iron with that Squeezer just trying to just get anyone off that snipe portion. And now we do see the missiles out from Cake. And now 3 down on the side of Dark Matter. And this could be Cake's chance to take lead, as we do see the Rapid up on that snipe, as they're just getting bombed out there.
Yeah, the Rapids really has no other place to go. They just need to go into a fight, and actually that's the Rapid. That's a K-shot, and the K-shot getting double. Dude, that was a great kind of sneak, but actually that is a lead loss because 56 remaining points now and 61 points remaining for Cake now.
An amazing push. Cake was able to take the lead, but now it is time to see if Dark Matter can retake that lead and see what they can do now.
We do see the missiles coming out for the side of Cake, but in the bubbles coming out as well, the special coordination is actually not gonna help that much, but it does help enough for Cake to actually reach control of the zone. But 3 down on the side of Cake, it looks like Spotlight D will be actually getting the zone secured once again after a little bit of a penalty for Cake once again.
Now they're going up in that snipe, just trying to just lock them out is really what Spotlight Dark Matter has to do now, as once that penalty is over, it's only a matter of time until they can KO here. And we do see the missiles online from Cake and the armor out, and now Duck almost getting taken out by that bomb, but their bomb launcher is preventing them from really moving in here, as it looks like their penalty is about over here. But it looks like they lose control of the zone, but they take it back, and they can't take it back. They get down to 17, but it's still not enough to take lead. And now Spotlight Dark Matter has to push out a zone and try to get any pick they can. And now,
yeah, okay, yeah, Soupy getting the kill on Duck. It still doesn't really help that much, as we see. Okay, what Soupy immediately just locked aiming on Dog and actually keeping secure on the zone with 14 seconds of penalty remaining. And wait, that's a bomb kill from Soupy. Like, that's 3 kills that he did. Kind of nuts.
But now they're back on that zone. They almost have that zone cap, and they do take the zone. And now they do have that penalty to spare now, as we do have the missiles coming out from the side of Cake. 2 down on the side of Cake, and now it is time for Spotlight Dark Matter to really push in here and take the zone.
And we do see the zone dwindling away from the penalty. 8 seconds left, and honestly, plus 8 seconds left, we might see at the last second that Spotlight Dark Matter will be reconsidering the zone. But with armor coming out, with no armor, with the bubble coming out, they really go to the zone by the second for Cake, but now they need to hold it for 40 seconds.
A double from the K shot. That's going to be huge now, as Spotlight Dark Matter pushing back on that zone. 2 down, but they really need to cap it right now, and they do cap it. And now all they have to do is keep the zone, and it looks like that's going to be game. And now 2 up on the side of Dark Matter, and this could be a chance for them to make it into the finals.
It's every time because of the last second that Spotlight Dark Matter has been taking the lead in this only game, because we saw the Cake has stepped up the game. They've been doing the doubles. They've been doing doubles that. Okay, Amy has an 8 armors, 13 kills. Okay, Amy, stick with Junior, please. You're gonna be nuts. For Yuri, they might switch back to Try, honestly, because it looks like their armor game for this doesn't look with Junior. So for Try on tower control, we thought it's honestly kind of nuts. That would make more sense.
All Spotlight Dark Matter really needs to do, as it's tower control and Anchovy, they can really just sit fan. They can just sit fan, and just once they take control of Fan and Street, it's going to be a really good spot, and Cake is really going to be in a chokehold from that, as they're probably going to be 2 down by the time that happens, and it's going to be really just not in a good spot, as by that point Spotlight D is probably going to be on that second checkpoint, and they're going to be pushing really far into Cake's base.
Oh yeah, that's if they stay up there, but mostly, yeah. the securing a fan will be worth everything on this map. More.
It really just matters on who has the map control first, because those first 10 seconds are really what matters most in this battle, because it really just matters on who gets those opening picks and who gets that map control fast.
Okay.
But in general, Splatoon, it's a game where every second, every 10 seconds, every minute, it counts. No matter what second it is, it counts in the match. And we're going to be moving on. Again, tower control.
Nope. Okay, hold on. There's some controversy coming on.
Oh.
So yeah. So this match is most likely me.
Oh.
This might game might count. Maybe. This is a 50-50. The game might count. Maybe not. We might be having an issue with maybe a.
Stream this until. Okay. I think we're streaming.
We're just going to stream this. That's most likely going to happen. But there's something going.
Oh, we are streaming. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting start there. But we did see Doc pulling out that jet, and now 2 down on the side of Cake. And now it looks like it's time for Squid to really take control here. And potentially they're going to be moving right into their street. They have the armor. They can really dig right deep into their street now with the missiles out. And now they're going to be getting past that second checkpoint, and it's really going to be time for Cake to stay on high defense with those missiles, the double missiles, completely stopping Squid from moving further.
By the way, they're running double K-shot. That's one thing to notice. Yeah. That's the thing, and it's not really working out for them really well, because we see a patrol like Dynamite, they're already a second checkpoint, they already have so much power advantage. This is the same kind of game that we're seeing from the Clampus game all over again. Biology just has so much energy, they have so much pick control, they have the range from the weapon as well. They're killing up the Cake post so much that they don't even have the range button on each side for Cake. They don't even know that exists anymore. Off the double K-shot, they're trying to go for specials. The armor not even helping that much either as well. As we see for the special variety, the Rapid's still trying to go stay alive as they make it to the final checkpoint. That's going to be the end of their push, but still, Jesus Christ, Spotlight Dark Matter.
They pushed really far into their base, and they were able to get halfway past that second checkpoint. And now, with just 3 minutes left in the match, we do see the missiles pop from Soupy and the armor. They really have to push in here with their K-Pro down. They really need to be careful at this state in the match, because already Squid, all they have to do is play defense. They moved in farther enough where they could really just defend, and we do see that Zap getting taken out by that bomb there, and we do see Doc again with another jet. But they do get the jump out in time, so they're not going to get picked off by that jet. But again, Squid is really moving into their street now. And if they can really just keep map control, this could be a clean 3-0 for them.
Yeah, but Spotlight Matter, Dark Matter, they're not allowing Cake to get the picks that they want. They're literally making Cake feed in and getting what they deserve and getting literally killed off because of it. But we see that they're seeing a little bit more footing this time, and they have more pain this time, but still they have special coordination, but they still don't feel ready to push back in, because every time there's one down.
Really need to be careful, and they need to really just try not to get picked off on when they're trying to push here, because Squid is doing a really good job of getting those few picks that really matter there, and especially just one down on a retake is very crucial for the enemy team. But we do see Soupy getting a double, and this could be Cake's chance to take map control in Squid's base and see if they can push really farther, as they're going to be pushing to that first checkpoint and popping those missiles.
Yeah, and with the first checkpoint point, it gave them a little bit more potential to go back in, but with the double bomb coming in from Yuri, because of LD pushing in once again, we do see that's not going to help that much. But 2 down inside Dark Matter, we see that Cake is going to be pushing in. With 2 down as well, the push might be ending here, and Dark Matter will be playing defense.
And now, again, just they have to be playing that heavy defense, which is really what matters in the state of the game now. As we do see Dog getting double teamed. And now, minute left in the match, 2 down on the side of Squid. This could be a chance for them to really take back control and have a chance to push, as we do see one of them trying to take Squid's fan. Now just trying to push in. Again, 45 seconds left in the match. They pop the armor. They pop the Booyah Bomb. And this could be their chance to be playing that high defense, the high offense, which they really need. and the missiles are coming in. They don't do that much, but now 2 down on the side of Splatlight D, and they're pushing to that second checkpoint, and it looks like they are going to get past that second checkpoint. 2 down again on the side of Splatlight D, and they really got to get stopped picking off here, because now it is time for them to push to that final checkpoint, and they just had that control. 20 seconds left in the match. They're going to be popping the Booyah Bomb, and now it looks like this could be a chance for Cake to really take lead here. But three down, and Splatlight Dark Matter is able to maintain control, and with 10 seconds left, I don't think Cake can really push back in and get that overtime push as they're now backing on the tower. But it looks like with that match over, Splatlight Dark Matter getting that 3-0, and that's going to be pushing them into the finals.
There's one thing going on, so maybe maybe it's just a maybe right now, but in the brinks the final second, we see that Splatlight Dark Matter has secured the point to go to the finals. Well, it that even happens though. That's the thing. But yeah, so
are we alright? Was that match? Did that match count?
Is that legal?
Is that legal?
Is it legal? So
we'll get heads up from everybody else.
Everyone else, plus the great streamer Jeb and Bob and Polias, who has been here all day. Shout out to them. But yeah, so for right now, let's talk about Splatoon 3 real quick. What do you think about the direct?
The direct was very nice. We got a lot of info that we really needed. Again, 30 minutes. That was almost like too much for me to handle. That was a lot that was thrown at us.
That was honestly a lot to get thrown at us. Literally, new lobby as well. So great what they did with the ghosts and stuff.
I think my favorite feature is probably I still have to really learn how anarchy battles really work, but that was an issue.
So Jeb, if you can real quick, can we maybe see the roster screen?
I think we should just let them handle it. They'll probably figure it out. But with the direct, it was definitely a lot that was thrown at us, but it was pretty good. I think it was a really solid direct, and Nintendo really redeemed themselves with it in general.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, other than other than that,
I think we're gonna be taking a break.
I think we have to go on break, but at the same time, before anything else, let's do some shoutouts to a link. That's coming up next week. That's one thing. Other thing is the test fire, and also lands. Hey Matt, what land you going to next in a couple weeks?
What was that?
What land you going to?
I'm gonna actually be going to Shine in Boston.
Hey.
Which is going to be a really nice event in my first LAN. But I think we're going to have to go on break.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay. Well, we're going on a break.
All right, we're gonna take a break as we figure out what's going to go on, and we'll be back with finals shortly. Hey everybody, welcome back to LSO, and it's almost time for finals. And by the way, sorry for the delay. We did have a change in pace for grand finals, and instead we will have Cake, and they're going to be advancing to our grand finals set. And I'm here with Falco Flyer, and we're going to be commentating for this finals.
Yeah, Matthew, tons of great sets so far between these two teams. I mean, two teams that we've seen before playing LSL, and we know it's been a long day for both of these two teams, but we're ready, and it's going to be a good one for grand finals. This one will be a best of 7, so a little more action headed your way.
And these two teams have made it all the way through their bracket, and they have fought for this spot, and both teams really just deserve to be here. Two teams that have been playing LSL for a bit now, and it's time to see them head off into finals and see which team will finally be advancing. And we are going to be starting on Splat Zones, the Reef, and Counter Picks after that.
Yeah, I mean, such a classic stage to start off with. One of those split zone stages that a lot of people don't really mind. The common saying is defend a bridge and you have the game. So that's what these two teams are going to be trying to do.
On the bridge.
Yeah, just yeah, you just gotta stay on the bridge and defend it, and hope all is well and hope you get the win. But it looks like both of these teams are ready, so let's get you started with a Little Squid League 23 Grand Finals Ufish versus Cake.
And we do see a Shrine Nouveau out from the side of Illfish. That's very interesting, and we do see Cake again running that junior as they did with last set.
Yeah, so Cake, with a pretty standard shooter comp that we have in the game. With Ufish, a little more. They have a Tentabreller, and like you said, the Tri Nouveau. We're going to see some early missiles come out from the K-shot on Cake, and they are going to be able to cap the zone pretty quickly with having a one-player advantage. But right now, we see some specials coming in from Ufish as they're able to try and contest the zone. But right now, Cake is still in control.
And now we do see that Junior just trying to cap their zone there, as we do see the K-shot just trying to keep their zone, and we do see the curling bomb launcher, but it gets canceled by the suction bomb. And now we do see one down on both sides, and now really equal on the map right now. But now it looks like we do see that just trying to beat the zone. And we do see them jump out. Really good jump. They didn't need to get picked off there. And we do see Cake just trying to control that bridge, which is really what they need in the state for the win.
Yeah, it's going to be hard with some of these specials coming in from Ufish. And Ufish, they're trying to dodge some of these specials of their own too. But I mean, they gave Cake the space that they need for this match. You know, they got him down to 75, which if you need to back up and let go of the zone momentarily, that's exactly what you need to do. But now Cake is they're having a good time trying to push forward and trying to take this zone too. But right now they're not really capitalizing on the objective as much as trying to get some of these picks. And I think it's all just because of the map control from Ufish, especially with their junior.
And now we do see 2 down on the side of Illfish, and Cake now has that zone back in priority now. As we do see the try. Now, they really have to back here for Illfish. And Cake does have that bridge control. And they do lose control, so now it's neutral there. As we do see the armor and the curling bomb launcher out from Illfish. And now the rain. All their specials just trying to come up to try to take control. As now they're going to be pushing onto bridge. And now we do see Cookies getting that one pick on that gal there. And both gals down on the side of Cake. And now we do see the 10 in the try pushing back that K-shot, and this could be a chance for Illfish to take the zone.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for Ufish. I mean, with Cake having an aggressive comp, they really need the junior to work and get a lot of the paint, because they have 2 weapons that have 2 shot kills, both of the gals basically. So they really need to capitalize on this junior, but they're doing a good job of trying to control this zone. And we see Ufish trying to push in. We see Yaga trying to push in with the curling bomb rush, but unfortunately for them, they're going to go down. Ufish now has 2 players down. Cake has the zone. They're trying to push up, and they have a lot of the map control. Ufish is armored, but they're having a hard time trying to find a spot to break in.
And now with Cake in priority of the zone, huge points for them are now being unleashed, as we do see one in that alley kind of portion that Flumsa trying to get that K shot out of the way, but the K shot just not letting them. And now we do see Illfish just trying to move back in on that zone, and one down on the side of Cake, and they're going to be jumping out there trying to regroup, which is really what they need right now. And if they can really regroup here and take back zone, they're going to be in a really good spot.
And we see what might be a
it's back.
maybe the controller died and they had to plug it in real quick. Hey, let's just be happy that nobody DC'd. And I mean, even through all that, UFish still have the zone. They're close to taking the lead, but it looks like they're going to have to get a few picks before they do that. Cake is very close to capitalizing this zone, which is going to be very crucial for them, and they are able to do it, giving 32 penalty points to UFish.
Now, with 50 seconds remaining in the match and one down on the side of Illfish, all Cake has to do is keep priority there, and they do get a pick off of the Junior and the Booyah Bomb coming out, just trying to get that 10 out of the way, which is really what they need right now. And now with the tent trying to release the curling bombs, it doesn't work, but they do keep this on for a short amount of time as the try gets taken up by the Gao. 2 down on the side of Illfish, and they're just trying to keep that zone in priority now as the Gao's finally dropping down, but they get killed by the Junior's bomb. But again, Cake still with that zone.
Yeah, as long as Cake holds on to this, they will be victorious, but it's going to be hard. They don't want UFish to get too comfortable. UFish needing to cap it, and they finally do. They're going to need to hold on to this zone for quite some time if they want to get the win. They're going to be pushing up against this bridge. Cake now needs to build their specials and try and push in. One player is going to go down on UFish, but UFish is able to take control of the zone once again. They don't have it quite yet. It is still contested, and Cake, this might be an opportunity for them to try and cap, and it looks like they do.
A nice game for Cake, and now that's going to give Illfish the counter pick, which is really going to be interesting, and we just have to see what Illfish does here, and to see what Illfish can really come up with, to see what Cake could struggle with, because that's what's really necessary. The counter pick, they need to push Cake onto a map where they're less comfortable on, and that Illfish is more comfortable on. That's the whole kind of way counter picks need to be used. And now it's Splat Zone's Reef out of the way. We just gotta wait for the counter pick. But again, very nice game from Cake. And
yeah, they had 15 ink armors between their two players with armor, and we both know from experience that is extremely hard to break through. Even if you have a player advantage, even if you have 4 players, they have 3. You need to make sure you get your shots off if you want to get those picks. So that could be something that UFish looks into to try and figure out how they want to counter. Now, of course, with it being Splat Zone's armor is of course great, and we know, well, actually, I believe UFish, they could choose Splat Zones again if they wanted to, but knowing how aggressive Cake was and how much they were able to build up those specials, that's got to make them feel a little bit on their toes. But it looks like the counter pick will be Clamblitz Humpback Pump Track. I think this is a very good pick.
Ooh, that's going to be interesting. That's definitely going to be interesting, and I think Cake, they do have a Junior though, which could be good on this map. We could see a lot of armors.
Yeah, this is one of those stages for clams. If you drop down below your basket, but the enemy team is flanking, you have to jump back if you want to get there and defend. If you are not prepared, if somebody is flanking, they have an opportunity to get a lot of clams in. But what's interesting too is the distance from one basket to the other is not very far. It's just all of the space that's around it on the side that you have to be on the lookout for.
That's true, and they do have a lot of those side kind of portions there. They have the elbow, and they have just all that kind of space to paint up, which is what the Junior can really use there. All those kind of side portions on the map, Junior can paint up and get an easy armor off of it, and that could give them, that could just give them the one special that they really need there. Because if Cake, they have that armor ready, they are very strong with that armor. If they pair that armor up with that K-Gal very nicely, then that's going to be huge for Cake.
Yeah, and it's all about timing these specials and coordination and getting your pushes in all together. So once again, let's take a look at the comps. We do see a slight change. We do see the Kenza Sloshing Machine I believe in place of the Junior, and then we do see the Neo Splash on the side of Ufish.
Be really interesting here, as we already see Yaga just trying to push down into their basket there to try, just trying not to let them, but they get instantly obliterated by the K-Shot Suction Bomb, and 2 down on the side of Illfish, and they really have to back up here as Cake really just needs to be charging up all the specials and getting those clams, as they do have the missiles and the splashdown already. And they have the armor.
And the armor too. I mean, this is a good situation you want to be in. You want to try and have kind of this neutral game too. I mean, that it's not a bad situation to be in, but as long as you all don't go down at once, because we know that's the biggest opportunity to have a chance to score. But it looks like we do see a flank now, because Ufish does have a power claim ready. I thought they were going to try and go up towards that basket, but maybe they're not ready to do that quite yet. 3-on-3 as Ufish trying to gain a little bit more map control, trying to push up and get some of these picks, but Cake not letting them go. They are defending this basket.
That's true. Cake's doing a really good job on defense there, as we do see Illfish with that armor. They're just trying to push in, but the Suction Bomb literally pushing back the basket. But now they do get the clam in now, and they're gonna be popping the missiles, but they get taken up by the hammer. And now with 3 down on the side of Illfish, they really have to be careful. They're still throwing clams in the basket. It's just a flank from the Tenebrella, but it's not too much.
And this is exactly what I was talking about before. If you're able to jump above this basket and get some clams in, you're going to make the defense team struggle and not know what to do and panic. And I mean, it worked out great for Ufish. They got the golden number you want to get, 2 power claims plus 1 to put themselves in a very good situation. Now we'll see how Cake can try and respond, but Ufish not letting go of their map control that they had gained. They did a really good job with it, and Ufish still being aggressive, as they do have 1 special ready. It looks like the stamp is now out, and 2 players down. Ufish is ready for, once again, another very strong push.
Now with 2 super claims down and 3 down on the side of Cake, they're pushing it again. They're gonna get a huge score for Illfish. And now they are
30 seconds. 30. Oh man, look at this push.
Oh my god.
Look at this push, Matthew.
Oh my. Oh, 3 down on the side of Illfish, and now it's time for them to back up, and it's time for Cake to really take map control now.
Yeah, this is a chance that Cake knows they have to capitalize while a few of the Ufish players were down. But Ufish is back in action once again, and Cake, they need to take this 1 power claim at a time. You don't need to get all of your claims in on 1 push, but you want to make sure that you're maintaining map control the whole time you do, especially when you only have 2 minutes left. And now Cake trying to gather some more claims. They do have 18 claims at the ready, with, I believe they do have their pity claim back towards the basket, so they can use that. That's always great to have something to jump in when you already score. Oh, and a nice pick there by their K machine too, but Ufish gaining more and more map control.
This is gonna put Cake in a really tough spot now, as now they really just need to get those clams in, as we do see Cake, they're making their move, but they miss the clam. And now we could see we could see them pushing back in there, as they do have a lot of clams there, and they get the basket in, and now there's a wipe on the side of Illfish, and they're pushing in, and they're gonna get the lead from it. And
oh my goodness!
And they do get the KO.
The 1 push KO from Cake. The cards fell in their favor. Look at that push by Cake. Everything that they needed to happen absolutely happened. They got the wipe. Of the clams spawned by the basket for them to reach out and grab. You don't see 1 push KOs very often, not especially in finals.
We saw them in semis.
I know it's crazy how that can happen, but Cake keeping the set up 2-0, getting that fantastic win. I said they didn't have to do it in 1 push. They could take their time, but no, they wanted to prove me wrong. They wanted to get all of that in at once and
get out of
the
here,
victory.
Falco. Get out of here, Falco. You're wrong.
But I mean, when you get the KOs that quickly too, that wasn't one of those pushes where the basket was just prolonged for so long. You know, they got 2 power claims in and then just were feeding in claims 1 after 1. Typically when that happens, the basket is open for quite a long time. I'd say maybe like upwards of 30 seconds or so. But Cake was very quick to get all those clams in, and that's exactly what you need to do, especially on a soft wipe like that. I believe the Brella was the last one alive, so Ufish was always coming in underprepared, and it's hard in this stage because you just need to drop down and hope that you don't get splatted. You don't really have an agenda, especially as a frontline, because you don't have time to really flank and take somebody out. So that was a wonderful, wonderful game for Cake.
And it really just it's really just gonna have to be pushing Illfish on the edge now, as another tower control anchovy, as we saw last set, and it's really up to here, because if Cake wins this, the amount of pressure that's on Illfish right now is excruciating, and especially with stream pressure and with how far they are into the set, if they do end up losing this match, that means they'd have to be winning every game after that. So if Cake can really win this and they keep up the momentum they have now, then they're gonna be set.
Yeah, and Cake knows that they want to take this one game at a time. I mean, this is a team I don't think they thought they would be in the finals, especially after the last set that we saw on stream. So they're feeling pretty good. And again, since this is a best of 7, it's a slightly different set. It's the fatigue could be setting in, a different mindset too. Typically a game 3, if you're up 2-0, this could win it for you. But Cake knows that they just need to take this one game at a time.
Yep, and as we're going to be waiting for these teams to really pick their comps here, what matters here will probably give Cake so much momentum that it could be a good chance for them to really win here, as we do see some interesting comps here. We do see a shooter comp from Cake there with that K-Pro for that aggression in the K-Gal, and on the side of Illfish we see that Tri-Niveau coming back out and a Rapid Blaster.
Yeah, Crapid is the first time we've seen this in this set, and yeah, we'll see how well they can utilize it. But I mean, any blaster on tower control is what a lot of teams try to go after. As we do see a few trades already, 3v3. Chad King going to get a very nice pick, getting a very nice double, 3 players down, and Cake is on the oh no, it was actually Ufish who was on the tower, but they're quickly going to be dropping off. Now Cake is going to be taking that tower as they're trying to get some more map control. That was a good push. It's unfortunate that they didn't have somebody on the tower a little bit earlier, but now Cake is going to be struggling with the only player alive who is on the tower is going to have to hop off, and that's going to be a wipe, and it's a 2v0 right now at mid.
The foil, when they first jumped on tower, that gave Illfish the time to respawn and get ready for Cake's push, that was honestly really smart there. It's how Illfish getting past that first checkpoint and is going to be heading into Cake's street.
Yeah, Ufish making very quick work of this, approaching this second tower. They breeze past that first checkpoint. They're going to get all the way to 49 before having to back off just a little bit. They do have one player down, and Cake is now trying to push forward a little bit. But again, it's the map control by Ufish. They don't necessarily have a painty comp, but they're winning their 1v1s, which is absolutely crucial.
Especially now tower control, that's when you take one off the enemy team, that's one less, that's just less ink that you have to deal with being thrown at you. But Illfish, they were able to push him pretty nicely down to 49 there, as now Cake really has to do something to push back here.
Yeah, Cake trying to break in. They're trying to break in, but it looks like Ufish is still on the tower pushing up. Oh, they're in a nice spot to shred this Booyah Bomb. They actually do not go down, but instead 2 members on Ufish are going to go down. So Cake with a very nice stopping that tower from where it got to before, just about at 49 at that second checkpoint. So, I mean, with about halfway left in this match, Cake realizes that they're not really making these aggressive pushes that they want to make and getting these wins, but it's all about identifying kind of these 1v1s and communicating to your teammates where they can help take some of these players down, and we just see Ufish kind of excelling at that in this match.
And it's really what Cake needs to be doing. And now with 2 minutes left, we do see the Booyah Bomb ready. It's down to a 2v2 right now. as we do see Illfish popping those missiles, and now Low Iron completely getting shredded down. And now this could be a chance for Illfish to really just take map control and just stall out the rest of the game to leave Cake with only one push.
Yeah, when you're winning, especially at this stage in the game, you want to be very conservative. If you have 1v1 trades, if there are stalemates, that's all going to work out in your favor. And a very nice double by Yaga as they get to two players are now down. Let's see if Ufish tries to extend this tower again. It doesn't look like they're going to be in a situation to do so quite yet because of the aggression of Cake and Ufish not having any specials yet. But again, this is what Ufish needs to do if they want to try and win this game. Just guard the tower. They don't necessarily have to be on it, but as long as they prevent Cake from pushing up too far, they're going to be winning this game.
And now Illfish again pushing right up into Cake's street, and the Booyah Bomb getting that flings it out of the way, but the baller's still alive there. As now 2 down on the side of Illfish, and Cake now has a potential just area where they can really take back here. It's been really back-to-back this set, and it's going to be really interesting if Cake can win this. They're going to be in a really nice spot, in a spot where they need to be in to win the rest of the set, as the Booyah Bomb is going to be coming out from Low Iron, as Illfish really needs to stay on that defense now.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a game where Cake hasn't really had the lead or any control of the tower pretty much the entire match. They got that 89 pretty early on, but Ufish had 2 very strong pushes to prevent Cake from making another good push, and that's where they're struggling right now. Not quite getting the 4v4s situated to try and get this push. They're going to be forced to hop on the tower in a 4v4, which, you know, it's never ideal to take the objective when you don't really have a player advantage, because you're a target on that tower. But Cake is now on the tower in a 2v2, but we do see a baller coming from the side able to take him down, but Cake is still on the tower. It looks like there's one on the tower. They're trying to jump in, but no, the jump ins are too late, so Ufish will be winning their first game of this set.
I don't know, Falco, if you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking, but I think this is going to be a very, very close set.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between this game and the one that we saw, polar opposites. I mean, the aggression from Cake during that Clam Blitz game was amazing from that one push KO, but Cake just didn't seem to have the same aggression during this tower control game. And Ufish, they didn't have any incredible pushes, they just had 2 really good pushes, and sometimes that's all you need to win the game.
I just want to point out the Illfish, the name, it really goes well with their logo. I'm sorry, I just have to point it out. I don't know what kind of fish that is, but I'd call him an Illfish. I don't know what that is. I don't know.
I think he's pretty cute. I don't know. I think.
What is that?
Yeah, I'm not a marine biologist, so unfortunately I'm not sure. But I don't know. But hey, the power of the Ufish logo maybe gave them the win for that set.
Gave them the motivation.
But now, hey, Cake is going to be making their first counter pick, and since they had previously won on Clam Blitz, I don't believe that they can choose that. I don't know if Splat Zones is available for them to choose either as a counter pick, so it's very possible that we could be seeing Rainmaker for the first time this set, or I mean, they could also counter pick with Tower, but we shall wait and see.
It's gonna be really interesting to see, because if Illfish, they got that win, and that's gonna be a spot where they can get motivation to really just, it's just a spot where if Illfish really gets that motivation that they need after that last win, that's gonna give them so much like positive momentum. It's really gonna help out later in the set. And yeah. Cake really just needs to battle that momentum that they have with their own. And we do see Rainmaker. We do see Rainmaker for the first time, and it's Starfish.
Yeah, Rainmaker Starfish as the counter. Hey, this is one of those stages, once you get the Rainmaker in the pit close to the podium, it is all hands on deck. I'd say that's kind of the Fight Club of this stage. If Sturgeon has a Fight Club, I'd say this stage also has a Fight Club right by that front bumper too. That's where things can get a little hairy, and it's just all hands on deck.
They're going to need everybody pushing that Rainmaker at once, because the second you pass their snipe, if you go through that snipe, I bet at least one player is going to jump down and kill the Rainmaker. That's something that you really see common on Starfish Rainmaker, but it's definitely an interesting pick. And if they do get far, they could play defense. But again, Rainmaker is one of those modes where literally one overtime push and the enemy team has a wipe that can easily secure your team the game.
Yeah, again, it's not a very far stage. There's it's not a stage where you have to go up and down a ton of walls. I mean, there are some, but yeah, like if you get that team wipe, that's going to set you up in a really good advantage. And there's a lot of opportunities to flank on this stage too. I mean, it's probably the easiest map to call out flanks on because the areas literally just go around the sides. But hey, let's take a look at the loadouts. We do see the squeezer on the side of Cake. I believe the foil squeezer, and then a comp that I believe we have seen already from Efish.
That's true. A lot of diversity from Illfish's comp, which I really like to see in the current meta. I love those diverse comps. A Tri-Slosher, a Flingza, a 10, and you don't even see Junior that much anymore.
Yeah, you know, Junior not becoming as popular. Typically, if somebody's running armor, it's going to be Grey Zap and a weapon that maybe is a little more aggressive at that. But yeah, I mean, it's always great. I think especially at this level of gameplay, seeing weapon picks that aren't, you know, what we currently see in quote unquote today's meta. But hey, look at this push from Ufish as they're getting it all the way to 43 and now entering the pit here, going down at 41. They have two players down. They're gonna have to back up a little bit. So now Cake is gonna want to try and push us out. Now the good news about this stage, it's very easy to reset the Rainmaker if the Rainmaker gets in this situation, but sometimes that's not the best. Sometimes you want to have all of your players push up and try and get control of mid and let the Rainmaker reset on its own, and that is exactly what Cake did.
And now Cake trying to take any side of the map that they can now. And Alefish with that armor, they could easily camp that T-Tech spawn, and they do, but the T-Tech with that drop roller saving their lives. And now Cake is now pushing that Rainmaker, and now they do have armor ready, and we don't see the armor pop yet, but the hammer goes down there, and and we do see the missiles out from Alefish. We do see the Rainmaker getting taken out there, and 2 down on the side of Cake, and it's really time for them to back up now. And they do get killed by that bomb, and now that's 3 down.
Yeah, maybe a missed opportunity by Cake, considering they lost it from the missiles and then had to have one of their teammates pick it back up again. Sometimes it's just so hard to dodge it because you want to try and progress forward, but you can't. And I mean, this Rainmaker is going down very quickly no matter who picks it up. But Ufish trying to extend their lead a little bit. Unfortunately, don't have the players to do so. We'll see them trying to block the jump and protect the jump in. But now Cake is going to have the Rainmaker. They are going to be losing it. Members of Ufish are now going to retreat to set themselves up on defense because they do not want to lose this 41 lead.
Yeah, so and if they do lose that lead, that's going to put Illfish in a really tough spot. And they're going to be pushing that Rainmaker, and with the try up on that snipe, they really can't do much. And yeah, they do drop right down on them, and 3 down on the side of Cake, and it's time for them to back up. And with 2 minutes remaining, Cake has to think of something soon, or the game's going to go to Illfish, and they're going to be able to tie it up.
Yeah, but before that happens, we'll see what happens with Ufish trying to play defense and extend their lead. Cake now trying to build some specials and watching this Rainmaker. Going to have to avoid the stamp. Can Amy get them? Amy is very close, but no, the stamp is going to be thrown. Rainmaker is now going to be reset at mid with a 4v4. So a very neutral game at this stage, but both teams want to be aggressive because a 41 lead isn't exactly the safest, especially when Cake already got it to 64.
Yeah, so they do have to be careful with that lead, as we do see the bubbles coming out from Cake there, and they could potentially take out that tent barrel, as the tent barrel is going to be moving in there. They have the armor ready on the side of Illfish, and they have the jet, and they pop the jet, and they're popping the armor, and they pop the armor in return for Illfish. Everybody has armor for everybody, as the 10 missiles now on the side of Illfish, completely moving the back, but the tank goes down there, and it could be time for the Cake to push, but now Illfish, they're just running that street, but now the missiles are gonna have to back up now, and they are going to be taking the Rainmaker. And the Junior trying to throw those bombs, trying to see what they can do here now. As we do see the rain coming out from the side of Illfish, and now 2 down on the side of Cake, and they can't really push in here anymore as the junior just keeps throwing those bombs.
Yeah, Cake has a little bit of time to work with now that they have under a minute. If they don't get it on this push, that is fine. And it looks like with the help of the bomb in that hammer, that is going to be very nice for Ufish to try and get these picks. So Ufish now in control of mid, wanting to defend this Rainmaker. I don't think they want to be in a position to pick it up, especially with a player down. They don't want to get in trouble, but oh, look at that sliding right into that spike bomb. And now 3 players are down for Ufish. So this is Cake's opportunity. Cake is now going to be picking up this Rainmaker, taking it up at this right side. They have support of their teammates. Going to want to try and take down the Slosher, but no. The Rainmaker is going to be taken down very short. A missed opportunity for Cake. And now it's just Amy who's alive. This is going to be a very tough situation. And now Ufish going to be taking the Rainmaker back around the side. This might be the GG pull as they are now at their spawn. And that is going to be game. Ufish tying it up 2-2.
And now with that, it's now tied up, and now Illfish, they have that positive momentum that they really need, that I keep talking about, to help them later instead, as now we're really entering a later point in the set.
Yeah, I mean, this is the momentum that you were talking about that Ufish needed. I mean, we could see it happen, them getting the set win, but they were just in control this whole time. I mean, they had one pretty decent push, and Cake had some responses of their own, but Ufish just being able to play the neutral game a little better than Cake. They knew when to push forward. They knew when to back off. They knew when they didn't have a player advantage. Okay, we need to give this team space, but we don't want them to get too comfortable. We want to back out and build up our specials. And I mean, that's exactly what they did. And it's hard in a mode like Rainmaker, where it can become very snowbally, just because if, like we said, and you said this earlier, if you get a wipe, that could be the game. Now, fortunately for Cake and for both of these teams, nobody really had a team wipe. We did see a few times that there were 3 players down getting some of those picks, and there was always that one player on the other team who was just like diving in, trying to take on the Rainmaker. And I think if Cake didn't do that a few times during their game, this would have been a KO. So Cake, kind of prolonging this a little bit, trying to stay alive. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for them. But Ufish, knowing that, okay, we got this team wipe in the last 15 seconds, it's better for us to just pick up the Rainmaker. And especially on a stage like this, where you can just take it back and be very comfortable, because you can take it pretty much to your spawn. And this is one of those stages where the podium isn't directly at the spawn, it's a little push forward. So even if they were to try and pop it and get you, they might not be able to take the lead. But I think it was just timing was everything for Ufish on that game.
Right now, we're waiting for that counter pick from Cake, and it's really going to put them on the edge now. So with that, they really... What do they have? They have Rainmaker and Tower Control, I believe they can play on.
Yeah, the 2 that they have not won on, they can pick. So this is the interesting situation when we're split 2-2 like this, and we've already seen every mode, because I think you have a little bit more flexibility in the fact that you can choose your map and mode, but you also know what the enemy team won on. So it now becomes a game of like, okay, maybe this mode, we want to find what their worst mode is opposed to what our best mode is. And I mean, the 2 games that Ufish did win on, Tower Control and Rainmaker, it did seem to be pretty promising, but it looks like they are going to be going to splat zones on Inkblot. So the last we saw, Cake did win game 1 in splat zones, and that was a very, very back and forth match, Matthew. That was very close.
That was. And all these matches have been really back and forth. Both teams, they gotta be ready. They gotta be on their feet. They gotta be on their toes. They gotta be ready to push back and push back in. They need to be defending, playing aggressively, everything. They just gotta do it, and they gotta do it better than the enemy team. Cake has to do it better than Illfish. Illfish has to do it better than Cake. And it's all down to this, as again, we're in kind of like that later half of the set, as it's tied up 2-2. And these are where the matches really, the pressure really starts to come on for both of these teams. Because now it's tied up 2-2, and they need 2 more wins. And with and both teams need to win twice. And with 3 matches left, that's definitely going to be interesting, as only one team is going to win those 2 matches. And now, Splat Zone's Inkblot Art Academy. Let's see what they got.
Yeah, so interesting with these comps. We don't really see a backline from either team, and this is one of those stages that if you have a backline and you're able to take the tower in the middle, you can set yourself in a very good position. But for Cake, if they put their K machine up there, it might end very well. And I think for Ufish, if they have their Slosher up there, but I say that the Slosher is going to be the first one who goes down. Oh, and that's going to be 3 players down. Cake is going to be taking this zone, no problem. And it looks like the 4th from Ufish is going to be jumping out. So Cake now starting the lockout phase. Amy trying to paint all around, and members of Cake, 3 of them are pushed up by the tree.
And now just Low Iron completely getting those 2 picks on Illfish. And Cake, a really strong start from them. Now 3 down on the side of Illfish again. But now only 1 on the side of Cake alive, and it's really time for them to push back here.
Yeah, now members of Cake are jumping in, so that's going to be the cap. Getting 54 remaining this early in the game is a very good start, especially showing the aggression that Cake showed. The fact that they were able to get all of those picks. Now it looks like Chad King is up. Oh, okay, they're gonna Inkjet. I was wondering why they were standing up there. But now Yaga's gonna go down, trying to jump out, but down to the Inkjet. Cake now trying to take this zone and keep it alive, and they do, with members of Ufish going down. And the junior was trying to run away, but no, Amy able to take them down. So it looks like Cake now will be starting another lockout phase.
And now already almost done with their penalty now. And with 1 down on the side of Illfish, they're popping those missiles. 2 down on the side of Cake, and it's now time to really push in here. And they do look, it does look like they could get control of the zone here. They do, as Amy does have that armor ready, and Illfish taking that zone. And now Cake with that armor, trying to push right back in here, but the K machine going down on the side of Cake, and it's time for Illfish to get into a lockout position as their penalty is almost done.
Yeah, Ufish, if they hold on to this just a little bit longer, they will be able to take the lead, but it's going to be hard now, having a player down and having a few specials headed their way. It looks like the jump out was secure. They were able to get it out, but with that, Ufish is going to be taking the lead and continuing to get these picks. So a very good position for Ufish to be in, as they now have armor at the ready, probably going to be using it whenever the roller comes back in. We'll see. But now Patoy trying to get in a good situation, throwing some bombs as a junior player. That is a pretty good spot, as these points are continuing to diminish. They just want to hold on. They don't have the player advantage, but with the specials coming in from Cake, will this be enough? Will it be enough to cap? No, Ufish is able to hold on to it. I was surprised. I thought Cake was going to get that one.
And now Illfish 3-2 over Cake. And now this is where it matters the most. This is where it all goes down. The last 2 matches. It's now in Illfish's favor. Cake had that beginning. They had a great start at the beginning, but Illfish, they were able to get back together and just get another 3 wins, which now puts Cake under pressure, and Illfish has so much, again, I hate talking about it all the time, but momentum. They have that momentum after losing those 2 games, which is crucial in a grand final set, as it all comes down to games 6 and 7 now.
Yeah, I mean, talk about the mentality change that you have if you're Cake. You win your first 2 games and you're up 2-0. 3 games later, you're down a game 3-2, knowing that if your opponents win 1 more game, they're going to win this set. So Cake hoping I'll call it like a sandwich. They're hoping they can get the sandwich win. You know, they get the 2 wins on the front and the 2 on the back, and sandwich Ufish's wins in. I don't know if there's a actual name for that. I just kind of made it up. But there's a reverse.
Did you make that on the spot?
Yeah.
What the?
It's
made that on the spot.
the Ufish sandwich win. That's what Cake is hoping to do.
They want a fish sandwich. And then,
but with that being said, they are going to be going back to tower control. So again, this is Cake's counter pick, but they're going to be playing Inkblot again. We were just on the stage, but now Cake hoping that they can make something happen on a different mode.
and Elfish ended up winning the last tower control, which was tower control anchovy. So I do think it's an interesting counter pick, but they're really in a tough spot here. So with that counter pick being TC, and they haven't won any TC in the set yet, this definitely is going to be putting them on the edge, and it might even push them into a spot where they're kind of uncomfortable, and it's going to be something to push back on.
Yeah, I mean, the tower control game that we saw previously with Ufish, we mentioned that they made 2 very good pushes, and I mean, every stage is different depending on no matter the mode you play. Every stage is going to be different. So Cake looking to turn that around. Ufish hoping that they can win this game if they want to win grand finals.
Ooh, okay, double K shot. Interesting. Cake running that double K shot.
You know, Cake has always given us lovely comps so far in LSL. You know, even though missiles are still coming back in Splatoon 3, they want to double up on this one, pairing that with an armor and a Booyah Bomb. And then on the side of Ufish, we do see the gal with armor, the Crapid Baller, and the Rain. And I mean, this is an opportunity for Cake to try and take the tower, as they do get some picks, but no, they are going to be going down, having to retreat a little bit. So kind of a push. Oh no, that's going to be wipe. This is perfect for Ufish.
This is perfect for Illfish, as the try moving right up into their bats and completely stopping Cake in their trail, as they're now pushing past checkpoint 1, and they do have the missiles out for Illfish to really move in here. And now with the Rain, Cake now in a really tough spot really early, and with the K Pro down, and they're pushing, and they're 2 down on the side of Cake, pushing back that second checkpoint. They have the missiles out, and it's gonna stop them for a second, but this looks like they could get right back on that tower there. Cake popping the armor, 1 down on the side of Illfish, and they could move in here, and the missiles are up on Illfish, and now 1 down on both sides, 2 down on the side of Cake, and they're pushing up that tower again, and now 3 down on the side of Cake, and they're pushing it to that 3rd checkpoint. And now with this is exactly
what Ufish needed to happen. They got very far with having a lot of their players kind of scattered around, doing a good job with their callouts, calling out where members of Cake are, but now Cake trying to respawn. The tower got all the way to 14, almost past that 3rd checkpoint. Cake now trying to make a response of their own, having that 3-player advantage. I mean, Ufish just had tremendous map control during that push, and were able to extend and push up as far as they possibly could. But now Cake, again, trying to respond, and we do see some of these specials coming out from both teams, as Cake now getting some points approaching this 1st checkpoint. Members of Ufish are starting to back up, along with members of Cake, hopping off this tower from the missiles. Chat King going down to Cookies from that 1v1, and now Cookie's trying to push up against Iron able to actually take them out. 1 player down on both sides now, but man, this map is very pink, magenta, whatever color you want to call it, and Cake needs to have a wonderful push if they want to try and challenge that 14.
And now with that zap down there, it could be a chance for Illfish to be a little bit more aggressive, but the K-shot flanking on the side of Cake. 3 down. And now pushing right back into the bats. They don't see the crap that's still in that bats there, as they're going to be pushing in. They have missiles ready, and they have a Booyah Bomb, and they're going to be pushing to that 1st checkpoint. The Booyah Bomb and 10 missiles out for the side of Cake. And now 1 down on the side of Illfish, and pushing back that 1st checkpoint. They have the armor, and they really got to push him out of bats now. And we do see one of the K-shots going down there, and we could see a potential baller for the Crapid, but no, they get killed by Chat King, who's still trying to stay on that tower. They pop the armor, and they pop the missiles for Cake. They're trying their best to get past that 2nd checkpoint, and with 1 down on the side of Illfish, they can get past the 2nd checkpoint, and now down to a 3v3, 2v2 now, as they're still trying to push it. But now with just a zap alive, it looks like with 1:30 left, Cake has to back out here, and Illfish has to take the map.
That was a push that Cake knew they needed, but unfortunately couldn't quite get to that 14. They showed the aggression that both you and I had wanted to see on a tower control match, because they haven't won on tower quite yet. But it all comes down to this minute. If you're Ufish, you were able to let Cake take a little bit control. You just want to make sure that you have a lot of paint by your side, and Cake doesn't get too comfortable building up their specials and making sure they're always in a position to have have team members at the ready. But with that, Ufish is going to be a few players down. Cake is going to be getting back on this tower as members of Cake trying to use some more specials, and they are pushing forward. Are they going to be approaching this 39? They do have a player advantage, and Ufish trying to build some of their specials, but they're not quite there yet. And what's hard for Ufish is they never seem to have 4 members of their players ready. Cake now trying to push in. They are going to be approaching this 3rd checkpoint, and that's going to be a nice flank there by Cake. 2 players down. Will this be enough for Cake? 3 players down on Ufish. 2 members are on the tower. They're going to have to get past this checkpoint. They are at 19, 18. This is going to be the lead for Cake as they're past the checkpoint, but now it's a 2v1, and it looks like one of the members on Ufish is on the tower. Cake now having to flip this around and play major defense to try and get this win, but Chad King trying to go up the side, getting this pick before they get back to mid. Can they make it happen?
And now, with that being said, it's time for overtime. And Ilfish, they have to pull off 11, but they're 3 down. And it looks like we're heading into a Game 7.
We are going into a Game 7. Cake showing us what they are made of in this game, having a fantastic response and just making sure that they were able to win their 1v1s, making sure Ufish was never at a player advantage. Look at that, 10 missiles from Amy, 7 missiles from Soupy, 17 missiles from Cake as a team.
And now it is tied up 3-3. It all goes down to this last Game 7 set. Can we see the fish sandwich? Can we see the fish sandwich?
We shall see. But hey, this is going to be Ufish's counter pick now. And again, it's always hard going into a Game 7 what the counter pick rules are. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they could choose anything they want, except maybe a Splat Zones game. But I don't think either of these teams really care what mode comes up. They know that they need to win this game, and we've seen teams win against enemy counter picks already, so Cake just has to be prepared for whatever Ufish has up their sleeve. Now, Ufish, they did win on tower control, Rainmaker, and Splat Zones, so if they want to try and get the trifecta of getting the set win, they could maybe choose Clams. We haven't seen Clam Blitz since Game 2, where Cake had that very dominant victory, so maybe they're not going to choose it. Actually, I have no idea. But I mean, Game 7 is always exciting, and what's hard too is that these teams typically aren't used to this situation. In all of LSL, you're playing a best of 5 during Top Cut, and then you move on to a best of 7. These players aren't used to playing this long without a break, and so again, it all comes down to this, the most important game for these two teams. And with this being one of the last LSLs before Splatoon 3.
It's Claim Blitz.
It is Claim Blitz. It's going to be very, very important. But yeah, and it looks like the counter pick is going to be Claim Blitz on Piranha Pit. I personally love this map mode. I think it's really fun. We might be able to see Array. That's something we haven't seen really from either of these teams. And we mentioned how players from both of these teams are not necessarily married to any specific weapon, and they've been kind of mixing it up a little bit. But again, now that you've played your opponents 6 times already, you kind of get a feel for what they're going to pick. So it kind of becomes maybe even a reverse psychology game of, okay, we think they're going to choose this, so that means I'm going to choose this weapon. And anything is possible.
That is true, and this is where it all goes down. The entire build-up over the past 5 hours, these two teams have made their way so far, and they have been playing for the past 5 hours, and they deserve this spot here in the grand finals. And now heading into the last match of the stream, again tied up 3-3, Illfish versus Cake. The grand finals, Claimless Piranha Pit. It all comes down to this.
You know, every mode requires coordination, but some modes require it more than others if you want to make a good push. Clam Blitz is that mode, getting your specials ready. This is one of the modes where you can control the pace, you can control the scoring, so both teams are going to try to do that. But let's get ready for Grand Finals, Game 7 of LSL 23, Ufish versus Cake.
And we do see that Junior again from the side of Cake. And we do see a bunch of LDE. We see 3 on the side of Illfish and 2 on the side of Cake. And now it is time for both teams to push in. And now it's all done. It's all down to these last 5 minutes.
That is right, and right now Efish trying to get a little bit control, but these teams are very even, 11 and 13 clams at their ready. We're going to see a rain thrown on the side of Efish, armor used by Cake. Now they're trying to push up on this right conveyor with the stamp too, but no players have gone down yet, but we've had 4 specials being used. So a very early neutral game as now members are spotted and 2 members from Ufish, 3 members are going to be going down. This is an opportunity for Cake as they are now approaching the basket.
Now a wipe on the side of Illfish, and now Cake, and we've seen Cake with a very nice dominant push from last game that we saw Clan Blitz, and let's see if they can do it now. But now 2 down on the side of Cake, 3 down on the side of Cake, and now it is really time for them to back up. They were able to get down to 74, but it's not going to be a game changer at this rate.
No, and that's always unfortunate when you have that team wipe and you're able to score, but not score enough points to make the most out of it, not capitalize. Ufish already responding with 3 specials at their ready. Not a lot of map control needed to make their push quite yet. They do have a little bit at mid, but members of Cake are still showing their aggression, trying to get these picks so they can't use their specials. Iron now has a Booyah Bomb ready, going to be going up on this right conveyor. Let's see how long they can hold on to it as members of Ufish starting to lose some of their clams as they go down 1 by 1, but now a very neutral game as Ufish trying to push forward, trying to use their stamp, pushing forward, and using their armor too. Low Iron going to be going up and throwing a Booyah Bomb, but going to go down. 3 players down now for Cake. That's a wipe.
And now with that wipe on the side of Cake, it's time for Illfish. They have to combine clams out. They have 15, and we do see one of the members of Illfish going back for that pity. And they're going to be trying to jump in with that pity now. Down to 59. This could be down to 39 now. Down to 39 for Illfish. 2 down on their side. And now Cake pushing back in. 3 down on the side of Illfish. And now with a 39, it almost a wipe. Cake has to paint up now and try to counter that push as it's been half of the match.
Yeah, a very nice push on the side of Ufish as now Cake trying to respawn and get some of these picks. Soupy is going to get cookies, and Soupy's now going to be getting a power clam. They do have a lot of map control too, so it looks like they are going to be trying to push up. Booyah Bomb is going to be thrown at the basket. Soupy going to have to try and avoid these Tenta missiles. It looks like they earn an opportunity to maybe push and jump in. Let's see what Soupy's plans are as members are by the basket in a 3v3, but no, going to be going down to that Splat Bomb. A very nice place, Splat Bomb by the Junior, and now we're just seeing a bunch of trades over by this right conveyor.
And now with that, 1 down on the side of Illfish respawning. And they have the Booyah Bomb at the ready. They have what they need to push in. They have 23 clams, and the Booyah Bomb is out, and it is the start to their push. As they're trying to push in, they get one of the picks, but the hammer going in, and they do get to pick off the Cake out now. And that might have to force them to back out. The 10 was able to give them enough time there. But the 10 is going to be going down there as Chad King tries to take out that Junior, but the Junior's not letting them in by that bombs. And they're able to sell off in time, but the missile's off from Cake, and Illfish is just trying their best to keep them back and try to delay as much as possible. And it's time for them to push. But the 16 clams they have in, they do have the armor on the side of Illfish. They're popping it. The 10 goes down again, and this could be a spot where they can move in here. As now the Booyah Bomb completely clearing by that basket, and they have another Booyah Bomb at the ready, and they throw it down, the Junior goes down, and now Illfish has the missiles, but they do get the bomb, the claim from Cake, and now with 50 seconds remaining, Cake is able to push it, and this could be a chance for them to take lead, as they do have clams. And now Illfish pushing right back, Cake up going down there, and they're just trying to throw clams, but with that map control, it looks like that's the if of the push. As a player jumps off the map. No!
But so close. Oh, super close push there by Cake. I think what helped though was the distraction of the Tentabrella, and all the other players from Cake were able to try and take them down, which kind of extended this, prevented a lot of clams from going in. So that was a perfect play there for Ufish as they tried to play some good defense, but now we have just about 5 seconds left. Cake now coming in with their last power clam, but they don't have a player advantage, trying to avoid some of these missiles. Will they be able to get close enough to do it? We are in overtime. This is grand finals, game 7 of LSL 23. They're going to be pushing forward. It's going to be enough to work. Oh, they're going to miss.
They made some basket down.
Oh, can they get there?
That's a wipe on Eelfish.
Yes, but I don't know if the rain. I don't know if that will count. It does count. They scored.
And
they
get
the win
for Cake. And Cake redeeming themselves in the overtime push, and they're gonna be winning LSL number 23. Oh
Cake
my god.
Cake with the fantastic overtime push. They had that push towards the end of regulation that didn't quite work out. And when you have one more power clam left and it's overtime and you don't have the player advantage, it is going to be so hard, but Cake is going to be getting that win. I don't know how much time was left on the clock. Yes, we do get the fish sandwich, a cake and fish sandwich that I hope is very delicious, but or very cursed. But I mean, what an incredible comeback of this whole set too for Cake. They went up 2-0, then lost 3. We're in game 6 and 7 game deciding matches for Ufish, but no, Cake able to get a good response and win this set. Congratulations to Cake for winning LSL 23. Congratulations to Ufish for finishing in 2nd place, and what a great way to end off the LSL series in Splatoon 2.
And as this is the last LSL for Splatoon 2, it has been the last 23 tournaments that LSL has been a part of. It's been incredible. It has been just an incredible series of events and 23 teams winning LSL. It was a crazy series, and we are going to have to, and we are, with this being the last LSL for Splatoon 2 and moving on to Splatoon 3, an amazing job by just by all the teams that played, and especially great job to the staff, especially Parise and Rob, who have been running LSL for a while now. So we also have to thank all the staff for showing up and making these tournaments as great as they are.
Certainly, and we can't forget our wonderful video producer, Jub. You guys know you love the LSL graphics that pop up here on stream. That is all courtesy of Jub. They are wonderful, but like you said, all the love to the TOs who make this possible, make sure this event runs smoothly. We appreciate you guys. We know that us as commentators, Matthew, we don't see all the hard work that they do, but we are here to appreciate it. So again, we just want to say our greatest thank yous to those members of the Splatoon community. But with that is going to be it for us, Matthew. So it's been a pleasure commentating LSL with you, the final LSL in Splatoon 2. Where can we find you?
You can find me anywhere really at MathBag1231 on Twitter, and everywhere else MatthewMega123. But where can they find you, Falco?
Yeah, you can find me, Falco Flyer, on Twitch and Falco Flyer 11 on Twitter. I stream pretty regularly, so be sure to tune in if you're an early riser. I stream pretty early in the mornings.
I saw your stream earlier.
Yeah, but hey, thank you guys again for watching. But hey, if you want to watch some more Splatoon action, we are going to be rating SAC over on IPL's channel. This is, I believe, the last SAC for Splatoon 2 before whatever they have plans for in Splatoon 3. So they are in finals, so they're in finals, so you're going to be watching some great action. We don't want to hold you here any longer. We're going to go raid IPL and watch some games. So thank you guys for watching Little Squid League 23.